This will probably pale in comparison to many, but it's something I will never forget. My wife and her best friend, who is also married, talked me into taking them to a casino about 4 hours from our home for them to see Faith Hill and Tim McGraw appearing together. The plan was to drive over, and while they were at the concert, I was going to play cards. After the concert, we were planning to drive home since the other husband couldn't go because of work. Those were the plans, but while playing cards, I had drank a few too many, and even though the ladies hadn't drank much, if any, neither wanted to drive at night through a pouring rain. I was able to get a room with double beds comp. An additional room was 179.00, so we decided we would stay in one room. I bought them both a long t-shirt to sleep in, and we bought our must-have overnight items such as toothbrushes, etc., at the store inside the casino. The ladies went up to watch a movie and go to bed while I spent a couple more hours playing cards. When I made it to the room, the TV was on, but they both appeared to be sleeping. One thing I quickly noticed from the light of the TV is that neither of them were wearing the shirt I had bought them. I already knew my wife either didn't wear panties or wore a thong, which she wouldn't wear sleeping. I went on to the shower, and the more I thought about it, the more exciting it was, just knowing I was 95% sure both of them were under the covers, completely naked. After showering, I wrapped the towel around myself and very quietly slipped into bed. Getting in bed kind of woke up my wife, so I asked why they weren't wearing the shirts, and she replied, because of the smoke smell. Are you complaining? This got my fire going even more, and then a few minutes later, we were both into heavy foreplay, and we both were even hotter than normal, just knowing her friend was sleeping right beside us in the other bed. Soon we were past foreplay and engaged in some super hot sex. We were in the missionary position, and my normally somewhat shy wife was easing the covers down a little at a time with her feet. As she pushed the cover further down and past my bare ass, I turned my head towards her friend to make sure she was sleeping, and to my surprise, her eyes were open and locked directly on us. At first I was embarrassed, but quickly noticed she wasn't laying still herself, which sent me to another level. I kept looking, and as she saw me looking, she slowly pushed the cover completely off for me to see that she had both hands busy and was past the point of caring if we knew. My wife had no idea her friend was getting off for me to see, so I finally whispered that she was awake. I thought that might end everything, but my wife whispers back, "Is she watching?" I said, "Not just watching," so my wife slowly turned her head to see her friend naked and pleasing herself. Instead of stopping, her fire got 3 times hotter as she whispered to me, "Fuck me harder." As we got close to climax, we both were watching her as she watched us. And no, my wife then went to the restroom as she almost always did. As the door closed, I looked over to see her friend no longer playing, but also still not covered up. She then stood up and turned her tan ass for me to see and said, "I'm sorry we wasted your money on those shirts." She walked to the coffee table totally naked and got her bottle of water and climbed back into bed and covered up just as my wife came out. We drove 4 hours home the next day, and we all three acted as if it never happened,